Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live.
Hi guys, I am so sorry. I had to communicate with my neighbor. How are you all? My neighbor is going to help me take my car to someplace else because it turns out the ignition is not working or something happened with the ignition. So we're going to go take it someplace else to get it done. The people that have it right now, they just got a lot going on. And my car is not a priority for them. So at the very least, I'm going to get it up and running again, and then I'll figure out what to do with all the parts that I purchased. I'll keep you guys posted. Let me see if you guys can hear me because I don't think you can. Can you guys hear me? You can hear me. You all can hear me. So this weekend I had a birthday celebration with my neighbors. And I'm telling you that's not real. Um, I cook macaroni and cheese to die for. I promise you. You can call me anything you want, but you can't tell me I don't make good macaroni and cheese. I mean, foot in cheese. Like the foot. And so I actually cook really good. Like really, really good. I actually cook really, really, really good. I actually want to cook macaroni and cheese and then sell it to the community in this complex because they would die. I make macaroni and cheese to die for and sell it. But that's all I want to make is macaroni and cheese. In any case, it was to die for. And then my neighbor, John, he said, you know, food is good when it's even better the next day. And I was like, John, I tried to tell you. I tried to tell you. I don't even know how to say thank you. That's how much I know I can make mac and cheese out my ass. Now, that doesn't mean that in the Caribbean, I don't want to talk about these people because they're funny ass people. They make a different type of mac and cheese that we make it creamy in the States and they don't make it creamy in the States. The only other person that I have known here on the island so far that has made mac and cheese better than me is the chef at the hotel that I work at. When I tasted his mac and cheese, I thought I had died and gone to heaven. I was like, I never tried his mac and cheese because, first of all, I don't eat a lot of carbs. Let's just start there. Second of all, in my impression, the Caribbean just makes it different. I don't have time for different. So rather than be, and people always like, when they're like, you go to agriculture or these fairs and they give you food and then they go mac and cheese and I go, no. And they always go, And I go, oh no, it's just too much carb. That's what I tell them. But I could look at it and tell it's too dry. I'm not doing it, right? But of course, I don't want to be like that obnoxious girl, like explaining why I don't want mac and cheese. I just go, oh no, it's just too much carbs. I don't want so much carbs. The only other person that makes better mac and cheese than me is the chef at the Palms Hotel. That's it. That's it. And when I tasted his, I had regret that I had never tried it before. Because he makes it like for the Caribbean buffet, like every single Wednesday. I will never, ever touch it. Ever. But child, one day, I don't know why I took it. I guess there wasn't enough buffet left. And I was so hungry. And I was like, all right, I'll take some mac and cheese because that might have been the only thing that was left. I died. I had to tell my boss. I was like, and he's a chef, he's a caterer. So he knows what he's doing. I thought I would die. He's not just a chef, like he had his own business, he had his own school. Oh my God. But to have what he offered, the best thing ever. All right, let me say hello to everybody. Yes, you remember me showing you how I make my mac and cheese. I cooked your version, like you said. It was to die for. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Yes. Do you remember I showed you? It was to die for. Hold on. Sometimes when I went to the store this morning, and boy, the heat makes me sticky. So when the heat makes me sticky, I gotta get rid of um, all this stuff here. And I took a shower. I take a shower in the mornings, but I try not to leave the house. But I actually have no food in the house, so I was forced to get some breakfast. I have eggs in the house. Can I tell you guys something? I don't like eggs. I don't like eggs. I don't know what it is. I maybe hard boiled eggs. I don't like eggs. Maybe sunny side up eggs, but you always have to have sunny side up with something. But you know what I do like? Oh, maybe I'll make that. Oh, damn it. Could have made that this morning. Wasn't thinking. You know when you cook 3-minute eggs? I like 3-minute eggs or 4-minute eggs. I think they're like 4-minute eggs. Let me go back. Good morning, 504. Hi, Stephen. Hi, Jenny G. Bobo. Hey, Cookie. Hey, Bobo. Grand Rising in good health, mother of brats. Hey, Walker. Good morning. How are you, soul sister? Soul sister. You remind me of Soul sister. Where's that song from? What movie or what TV show? Well, that's what it reminds me of. Linda Freeman. Good morning, Tracy and everyone. Aw. What's yes, I can, soul sister, mother of brats. Yes. Oh, you can hear me. Yes, yes, we can hear you. Tracy, I remember. Yes. Do you think I should show you guys again one more time? Because yesterday was my Thanksgiving celebration, right? They were celebrating it. We decided it was our Thanksgiving. So we, all of us, decided it's our Thanksgiving celebration. I technically do not celebrate Thanksgiving. I think we've talked about this. I just can't celebrate landing on Plymouth Rock. I just can't do it. I know everyone does it their way. I get it. I celebrate with your family, people. I get it. I have almost never celebrated Thanksgiving. I did it with my family when I didn't know the history. Once I got old enough to know the history, I would just send my son to his father's house for Thanksgiving celebration, right? The dad didn't even know. He was like, I want Brian for Thanksgiving. I was like, yeah, okay. Aw, I was gonna bring Brian to my family's house. No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't. Like, you putting up a fight that's not even a fight. So thank God I would just send my son over there. No, hardly anybody knew I wasn't celebrating Thanksgiving. I think as you and all and I got to know each other, then I started making like these announcements. I don't want anybody to follow me. I'm a unique person. Ezra told me yesterday I need therapy. He's like, you're very angry. You need therapy. And I was like, yeah. I was like, but you like my anger. And he's like, no, I don't. I said, Ezra, yes, you do. Yes, you do. And then I reminded him of different points of my anger where he was very impressed. He was like, I'm impressed that you did that. And so I reminded him, and he was like, yeah, I do remember that. That was funny. I was like, see, anger could be a good thing if you use it right. People just don't go around being angry. Fuck with me, and then I don't know what's gonna come out. And I told him this one time, this trucker had a little tiny red car. I don't know if you guys remember. It was like a Fiesta. Can't remember the name of this stupid car from Chevy. Little red car. It did protect me. I don't even know how I never won, because it's an accordion car where you could just like any accident and you just get like that. God protected me, right? And God took me out that car because the fucking transmission broke, and that was a brand new car, right? Any case, little red car. Wasn't a Fiesta. Let me see. They stopped making it, by the way. And I think that's the only reason why a small Chevy cars. That's the only reason why they gave me my money back. Because they already knew, oh, oh, here it is. And it's in red. I love this car. Look at this car. That was my baby. It was so tiny. Little tiny car, but boy, did this car protect me. I ain't mad at it. But then the transmission blew. Spark. I had a Chevy Spark in red. I love this car. But when it was time to stop loving it, it was just time to stop loving it. The transmission blew. One of my neighbors, that's why you have to listen to people. One of my neighbors said, because it took them 6 months to get the part to me, because there was some weird storm. I don't know, it's a long story. Some weird storm. It broke in March. I didn't get it till like September. It was a nightmare, right? Seriously, they let me a rental. They lent me a rental, but it was a trick. They lent me the rental because they wanted me in a bigger car, right? But no, I wanted my spark back, right? Okay, doesn't really matter. The transmission blows. It's a brand new car, still under warranty. They stopped making this stupid car. I don't know if they still make it at this point, but they had put it on the block to stop making it. I like this car. They should send this car to the Caribbean. Chevy Spark. This would be a perfect car for the Caribbean. I miss the car. In any case, so I had this little tiny car and this trucker, and there was so much traffic. It's odd traffic on a local street. And nobody's letting me through. And I was like, no, I have to get through. I've got to get in line, right? Because then there were people behind me too, right? So I got in front of a truck, and the truck started cussing at me, like cussing at me. And so I rolled down my window and I was like, blah, 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 blah. Fuck you. Fuck you. I'm actually crazy. Fuck you. Fuck you. I shouldn't do that to the trucker because, a trucker in the wrong state of mind would have backed that and then slammed me, right? But I got God, right? Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. I'm waving my blah, 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 blah. I'm waving at him. He's cursing at me. I'm like, you're an idiot. Blah, blah, blah. It was actually very funny. And I was like, fuck you. Fuck your mother too. Like I went overboard. When I was done, Ezra was sitting in the back seat and he goes, I like that style. I was like, oh, I forgot he was back there. I was like, oh, you like this style? He's like, I really do. I was like, In any case, all right. Have, have you ever thought about it as frozen meals? What? Frozen meals. Yeah, I thought about it. I thought about it. Ow. Or I thought about like making. I'm not exercising and my bones are killing me. I gotta exercise again, guys. Ah, I thought about it, but then I feel like I can't trust these neighbors. They're so weird that's the only reason why I've been holding back. When those seasons settle, yes! When them seasons settle, let me tell you something. Food be so good the next day. Hi, Rhonda. Good morning, lovely people. Good morning. Good morning, Tracy. You are the truth. Do you use egg? Of course. In my mac and cheese? Yes. I'm going to give you the ingredients. It's really very simple. I don't do a lot. What I put in it is love. So I'm going to give you the ingredients. Macaroni, boil it. Boil it anywhere like 9, 10. Boil it for like 11 minutes because you don't want the macaroni hard and you don't want it too soft. So I like to boil it for about a good 10 minutes, 11 minutes. I don't eat eggs at all. Oh, but you can't tell the eggs in this though. Egg, butter, a whole stick of butter, child. Butter and not margarine. That might be the key to my mac and cheese. Not margarine, peoples. Get butter, right? That might be the difference. Butter, not margarine. I do not believe in margarine. That's heart attack food. And here's the only seasonings that I use. Himalayan salt, which has a saltier taste to it, but it's healthier. So Himalayan, garlic powder. Do not use garlic salt. Garlic powder. Onion powder. Do not use onion salt. And black pepper. Depending upon the size, you can use anywhere between 5 to 7 eggs, depending upon the size of the pan, right? Or the amount of macaroni in a box. Let me tell you something. I used 5 eggs. I also put on gloves. Back in the day, you know how you use your hands, but nowadays you want to act like a real chef. So I put on medical gloves and you start going like this in the pan. You start like, stop. That's the love part. That's when you just, you mix up those eggs, the butter, the seasoning. You go like this. You massage that food. Oh. When I tell you the foot be in it, foot be in it. Foot. And let me tell you something. Be generous with the garlic powder. Be generous with the garlic powder. Be generous with the onion powder. So sprinkle it before you start stirring. Sprinkle it on top. Take your time. Take it. It's not a little bit, but it's not too much. Just sprinkle on top. Take the onion powder. Sprinkle it on top of the onion powder. The last ingredient is milk. Now, for all of you that want to act crazy and you're like, I can't stand milk. I gotta do almond. I don't have time for all this. Y'all want to switch it up? Then it's gonna taste like almond mac and cheese. Get some milk. Y'all want to put coconut? then it's going to taste like coconut mac and cheese. Maybe that tastes good. I don't know. Regular vitamin D milk. Sorry. That's the way the recipe calls for from back in the day. That's the way we doing it. Now, get your gloves because you got to dig in there, right? Put your gloves on and you start massaging that pan. And you start giving it some love. And you start... Now, my suggestion is to taste it. See if it needs just a little bit more salt. Stick that in a pan and you have got the perfect mac and cheese. I share you, I teach you. Don't teach me nothing. That would be my dad. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Tasha Thomas. I think you should because I'm requested to make your mac and cheese at family and friends events all the time. What? Let's do it over again. Let's do it over again because they were shocked. I told the neighbor John, I was like, listen, my family told me two things. If you come, bring mac and cheese. If you don't bring mac and cheese, don't come. And if I ever said, well, I'd rather bring ribs, they'll be like, we'll kill you. We need mac and cheese. You're the only one that makes it well. Take the credit and bring some damn mac and cheese. Oh, the last thing you need is cheese. Now, let me tell you about the cheese. For those of you that love the Velveeta, do not put Velveeta. Do not. Do not. Sharp cheddar. And if you want, extra sharp cheddar. And this time I didn't have cubes. So I brought 2 bags of sharp cheddar. And then I chopped up 1 cube of sharp cheddar. I did not get extra sharp because nobody was selling it. But it came out fine. I do like a tang to it, and extra sharp provides the tang. So we got the ingredients, right? Macaroni, elbow macaroni. That's the other thing. Don't try to get all fancy with fat macaroni, bow tie macaroni. It's a simple recipe. Elbow macaroni, regular size, not the extra large size. Stop being cute. Elbow macaroni, cheese, sharp, maybe 2 bars or 2 bags, and 1 extra sharp. Trust me on this. It could be white, it could be yellow, that doesn't matter. Butter, garlic powder, onion powder, black pepper. Did I tell you black pepper? Black pepper. That's it. Milk, butter, cheese, cheddar cheese. Cheddar. Please do not put Velveeta in this shit. The way I make it, it is creamy. You just got to trust me on this. Now, you put it in the oven. And when you put the milk in, you have to be generous with the milk. You have to be generous. So the milk should be like if this is the cheese, this is the mac and cheese in the tin foil, the milk should be right above that. Right? Like right above it, like that. Put it in the oven, and you should put it in the oven for about an hour, but I prefer to make sure the edges are brown. When the edges are brown, you're good. It's a simple recipe, child. It's a simple recipe. We see what everybody's saying. Good morning, Alan Priestess. Good health. That's me. Good health, Island Priestess. Good health, Magical Mermaid. Hey, Rhonda. See, Magical Mermaid know what kind of car I had. She know the red car. Hmm. And then when I wanted to get rid of this car, they just gave me a check. Everybody always just gives me a check. They gave me a check for the full value of the car. It was amazing. So I went to get the check, but I didn't want to make payments in a car anymore. Um, and so I decided to get a used car. Now, I always wanted a Scion. Is that Toyota? Scion. It has a Toyota motor. So I said to God, I said, God, because that's how we talk, God, I need a navy blue Scion. Navy blue. So I'm looking on the internet and I see white, I see black, I see red even, I see all colors but the navy blue. I finally get to one place, and one place had a light blue. It was it was this color blue. And I said, God, I know I asked for navy blue, but maybe this is the best that you could help find for me. So I went to negotiate a price for the car. And you know how the used car dealerships are the worst. They suck, right? So I knew that they were milking me out of my monies. Also, this Scion was sitting in the back of the lot. That means they weren't trying to sell it. They had it online, but they weren't trying to sell it. And it just felt like to me it had problems. So I said to them, I would buy the car because I wanted a Scion and I want it as close to navy blue as possible if I can't get navy blue. And I said that, um, but I need to take it to a mechanic. You know, the motherfuckers told me no. They said no. And I was like, so you expect me to give you thousands of dollars, but I can't take it to a mechanic? Oh, this is a good car. This is a good car. Those type of, I know when I'm being scammed, right? And so I said, okay, fine. And I was there with my sister, her caregivers. I think it was two of her caregivers at the time. And they're like, you're not buying a car? And I was like, no, I feel like they're scamming me. Maybe it took about another week. I'm checking online and somebody else is selling a Scion. Now, I don't know if I remember looking at the color of the Scion, but it's like, I think it was like on Craigslist. And so the guy calls me and he goes, um, would you like to look at the Scion? And I said, yes. And he said, I'll be at this supermarket at 3:00. Somehow or another, between working, doing my psychic work, I got a little confused about the time. I went to take a nap when I heard Spirit say, no, no, get up. And when I got up, my phone, he had just texted me and he said, I'll be there in 20 minutes. And I was like, what? I didn't understand the time. I could have missed out on this car. I go meet him at the supermarket. Somehow I wound up there before him. And what shows up but a navy blue Scion? Navy blue. And when I saw him, I was like, and he's like, are you Tracy? I was like, yes. And he's like, this is the car. And the first thing I said was, what's wrong with it? And he said, nothing. He said, I drove my kids around in this car. But I could see that there was some bumper damage that he had corrected. I could see this. And I was like, what happened there? And he's like, oh, that's a car accident, but I fixed it. And I was like, no, I could see that you fixed it. But sure enough, it was the one thing that they took points off when I had the car accident, right? That's the one thing I was like, why? They gave me, it doesn't really matter. They gave me like all of my money. and they deducted like $200. And I said to the insurance appraiser, I said to the appraiser, why did you not give me my full value? And he said, because of that bumper. And I was like, oh, okay. Because I keep a clean car. Like, it's mandatory, right? Especially when you have like a kid in the back and oh my God, kids in the back seat. Kill me, why don't you? They are the worst. You, Ezra collected rocks. When we had the car accident, rocks went flying all over the place. I can't even talk about the accident. Any case, this guy took me to one of his like Korean insurance people to transfer the title. I never had to go to motor vehicles. They just, because Koreans, they got their own secret people. Flawless. That car never gave me a problem until I had a car accident. Y'all better ask God what you want, because he will provide it for you. I said I wanted navy blue, Scion. I had a navy blue Scion. And let me tell you something. If I was destined to get into this car accident, let's say it was destined, had I been in this car, I would have been crippled. Because we got slammed. I was with my assistant's wife, her daughter, Ezra, and me. And none of us got hurt. None of us. I saw a blanket come up. I closed my eyes because I figured if you're going to die, you got to close your eyes, right? So I saw the impact. I tried to swerve away from the impact, but he still got me. And I saw a blanket come over, I think. I don't know what I saw. What's true, New Yorker, Tracy? Oh, thank you. Oh, I don't even know what you guys are laughing at. I went way past that. I don't know. I didn't talk to Tony this weekend. Yes, I did make a mac and cheese video a couple of years ago. It was during COVID, so I'll make it again. Oh my God. All right. That was Jesus. Yes, it was. Yes, Kraft. Yes, Jacqueline, Kraft, extra sharp. Yes. You know, you know, you know. Shalom. Hi, Meat Weaver. Hi. Oh, my love bug. Soul sister, preach. You use Velveeta in a black family, they're going to kick you out. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Mm-mm. We're getting together again, brains on this side, old people on this side, the lack of brains on this side. He said, let's do this again. And I was like, for Christmas. And I was like, oh, okay, that would be a great idea. December 19th. What part of you that hates Christmas? If you can have it on the 19th, you can have it on the 20th. Like, what is wrong with you, right? It doesn't matter. I really don't care. 2 years ago, I didn't know any of these people. I didn't want to know any of these people. Now I know them all way too much. So we're celebrating again on the 19th. But what was missing this time was there was no greens, nothing greens. And so I really want string beans. So I told my neighbor who's white, I said, what, something green was missing, and you really cannot have a really good celebration without greens, right? Because you know, right? So I said to him, I said, I'm going to make greens. I was going to substitute it for mac and cheese, but then John looks at me and he goes, and the mac and cheese, right? Like almost in desperation. I was like, shit. I was like, yeah, and the mac and cheese. When my neighbor, who's white, he says to me, oh, you're going to make greens with the crust on top? And And I was like, he goes, and then he caught himself and he goes, casserole. And I said, Steve, I'm going to make black version greens. We don't use casserole, sweetie. This man is about to get the shock of his life. He's about to get, oh, where's my thing? He's about to get a shock of his life. The fuck, a casserole? The fuck is that? No, we do not do casseroles either. We don't do Velveeta cheese, and we don't do casserole anything. Nothing. Don't try it. Don't even come in something that looks like a casserole bowl. We side-eyeing it. Oh, Miss Sheena, I want you to come on this weekend. How you doing? When are we going to see Tony? I don't know. Esther is pressuring me. I'm really worried that if I don't commit to seeing Ezra, he could see it as rejection. There's a weird thing I'm finding with Ezra. He could see it as, because he now says things like, you promised. And it's like, first of all, I didn't promise. First of all, we said either I come or you can have an iPhone. That's what I said. And he goes, oh, okay. So then we talked about this stupid titanium phone he needs. And he goes, well, what about the titanium phone? And I said, what about it? I said, how dare you ask me for a phone and you don't even do your research? And he goes, what are you talking about? I was like, you're asking me for a titanium phone. Titanium. Do you know how much it costs? And I'm like, you don't do that, Ezra. You have to do your research. So he goes, Dory, I'm just 9 and I can't do research. I said, well, then you don't get a titanium phone. Now, right now, while you and I are together, do your research on Google and you tell me how much a titanium phone costs. He did his research. And that little boy found out a titanium phone costs $999. And he said, what? And I just stayed quiet. I was just like, $999, Dory? He's like, that's a lot of money. And it says, now, let's renegotiate. That is not fair to ask your Dory to buy you a $999 phone. And I promise you, Ezra, you will lose it. I promise you. And I said, that's not fair to me. And so he had an iPod at his mama's house. And I said, where's your iPod? And he goes, I lost it. I said, how did you lose it? So he told me he took it from Los Angeles to Washington at his dad's house. And that's how he wound up losing it. Tell you the truth, I don't think he lost it. I think they took it from him and never gave it back. Or probably, knowing them, they probably do it in the garbage. And so, because he had an iPad, same color, at his dad's house. But I didn't say that to him. I said, Ezra, the fact that you lost an iPod phone, it was an iPod phone, tells me that you would lose the titanium phone. And I said, I can't chance it. I said, it's not fair. I said, what I will do is replace the iPod phone. Because with the iPod phone, you don't need I don't think you need a telephone number. I'm not really sure, but it works on uh, Wi-Fi. I'm not sure how it works. In any case, we agreed that he should get an iPod phone, which is it's about $250, which is I can afford that. Go for an iPhone 12. I'll check into it. Steph, now you know if raisins show up to a black dish, you can't even come through the door. We're gonna kick you out and your plate. Get out. No, listen, we're not arguing. Get out. You got raisins in what? We don't do raisins either. Yes, greens are religion in the black community. Religion. Hi, Chantel. Religion in the black community. Greens? My mouth is like watering. Greens? I make the best greens too, but I don't want to tell you all I make the best greens. I make the best greens. However, I think the last time I made greens, I feel like I made the greens here. Um, and I feel like I made greens here, but I did not put any meat in it. It was meatless greens because I'm just tired. Like that's sodium from the pork. I don't even like the sodium from the turkey necks. Ugh, I even can taste the bad grease that the pork was made in. So I no longer like. If you make it, I will not complain. I will take some greens on my plate if you make it. If I make it, I no longer want to put meat in my greens. I'm just so tired of like that sodium, next day sodium, your feet hurt, you got to take your shoes off. I'm just tired of those type of Thanksgiving dinners. Apple is doing too much. Hi, Miss Mama G. How are you? No, I bone broth is really smart. I never thought about bone broth. That's really smart. I just use plain water, but bone broth, I never thought about that. That is so much more healthier. I could try that if because I don't want to put meat in my greens anymore. No meat in the greens, but that doesn't mean it is what it is. It is what it is. I can't say collard greens without the meat is good. I think the whole purpose of collard greens is to ruminate in the pork juice or the turkey neck juice. But I can't take it anymore. I'm just tired of the over saturated I taste the oils in the smoked meat because I don't think they're cooking it with good intentions. I think is what I'm trying to say. So, hi, Ladybug. Also, low sodium chicken broth in greens. Okay, thank you for that. Um, Let me get my thing. Hold on, guys. Ooh, ow. Today is the day that I go back on my living plan. I'm going to call it. Ow. Today is the day I'm going to go back on my living plan, right? And my living plan is eating right regardless. I have not been eating right since my doctor's appointment, and I've been so happy about it because my numbers were so good that I was like, bump that. I'm going to have McDonald's. I'm going to have pizza. I'm going to have this, that, and the third. I don't give a shit. I had ginger beer because that has carbs. I had wine. I had so many things. I had bread. I had so many things. And so today's the day I go back to living well. I don't mind living well because I actually felt better living well. Oh, shit. Hold on, guys. So I'm back to living well. And that means, you know, not eating the shit show anymore. I was just so proud of my numbers. And so I have to go back to living well. I don't mind, guys. I don't mind living well because my stomach was becoming impacted and all that stuff. Try to do a 5 or 6 hour eating window at least every other day, 18-hour fast daily or every other day. Dang, you didn't just fall off the wagon, you burnt it. Wait, what do you, oh, you mean with my food? Tracy, did you check on your car? I did. And today I'm going to take it to a different mechanic because I don't know what these guys are doing. So I'm going to take it to a different mechanic, and apparently it's the ignition that needs to be replaced. So I'm just going to take it to a mechanic, let them do the ignition, and then take the parts from the guy and give it to a new mechanic if he lets me. Hopefully, I don't lose money on those parts. But I will tell you this, guys. Remember to always trust God in the process. Always trust God in the process. And this is one of those times where God has shown me something. Um, and as hurtful as I believe it to be, I'm of gratitude that God has opened my eyes and let me see. And the one thing I've noticed is that not working the extra job has made me forget why I'm here on earth, right? I'm not here to be a waitress, right? That's not my job. Never was. I'm of gratitude to have the experience, but I certainly was forgetting my purpose here. And so not working let me see that I was neglecting my house. I mean, neglecting it. That's unacceptable, right? I mean, unacceptable. Crevices were getting dirty. I was too tired to do anything. And I would just do readings and be a waitress. And I was just not operating under a healthy existence. Um, But it also, not working at the hotel, also helped me to recognize that I really like what I do for a living. And I can't forget that. I really like helping people. I like what I do for a living. And I've got to always make sure that I remember that. And I think somewhere along the line, I was forgetting that because I also like to be around people. And so the value of being around others is immeasurable. I'm a Leo. I love being around people. But I forgot how glorious my job is and what I do for a living and how much I help people. And I can't say as a waitress that I was helping people. I can't say that. I, to be honest with you, I don't even think I was a good waitress. Not to be honest with you, like to be completely honest, I don't think I was a good waitress. And so I think that's what God was trying to show me, even though it it was mortifying to not have my car, right? And I was like, this is weird. This is weird, God. Like, what is this? And keep forgetting that everything God gives you is a wake up call or a lesson learned. And please heed to the message, right? Even though I didn't want to, I found it unacceptable. But the more it stayed out of commission, the more I kept thinking, relax. There's a purpose in this. Relax. But I couldn't see the purpose. And I was like, relax. Week 2, relax is a purpose. Week 3, relax is a purpose. And then I realized how happy I was, how less exhausted I was, that there's other things that I need to be doing in this job, right? That it's not about just doing psychic readings. Thank God for Sean. I'm going to give you all a list of everything you all can do to break curses of any kind or generational curses. I'm providing that list, writing it down right now. I'm going to start with the list of herbs and I'm going to do the list of oils. And that's for breaking generational curses. And then I'm going to go on to money. And then I'm going to go on to love. And I'm so like, nothing is making me happier than to provide this list right now. In any case, Tracy, I also do a door reset. Don't feel bad, you're not alone. I I have to do a door reset. What's that, sweetie? Living well. Yes. That's so funny. Why did you use that phrase, living well? That's the name of the home my sister lives in, living well. That's so weird, Rhonda. Huh. But you're saying what I discovered was that I wasn't living well and that I have to I didn't know I had missed myself and my ability to help others. And listen, on Sundays, usually I can't work on Sundays because on Sundays I'm usually being a waitress from like 9 o'clock in the morning until like 5. It's like all day, right? And as of lately, once I get home, then I'm talking to Ezra from like 5:30 on, right? And for me, it's usually around midnight. And so yesterday, because I was not working yesterday, but I haven't worked for a few Sundays now. I was so busy yesterday. Every one I took was for 1 hour. One person was for a half an hour. Everyone else was for 1 hour. And one of my clients wanted a 2 hour reading, and I was like, I am so booked out. We're going to have to do that today. There's no way I can do a 2 hour reading with all the 1 hours back to back to back. And I have to tell you, in every reading, I felt valuable in their lives. I felt so valuable. I read one guy, Anthony something. Let me see. I hope he doesn't mind me telling his name. I don't really care. I don't care because he's an amazing guy. I felt like I was in the presence of royalty. No kidding. This man is going to be doing big things. Oh, here you go. What is this? His name is, I don't know if this is his stage name, Anthony Fort. I should have asked him if that was his stage name. So we're doing the reading, talking about all kinds of things, blah, 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 blah. When he said something, he goes, yeah, I know. I was talking about something in the business. And he goes, yeah, I know. And he goes, I'm in the business. And then I ignored him because I wanted to get my point across, right? And so we went on with the rest of the reading. And then we came back and he goes, no, I'm in the business. And I was like, oh, okay. And he goes, I'm on this show called Bass Reeves. Have you guys heard of it? Bass Reeves. Yes, Bass Reeves on Paramount Plus. So I was like, oh, he goes, I don't have a big role. And I said, there's no such thing. And he repeated it because in the business, there's no such thing as small roles. A role is a role. And every role, ROLE, leads to bigger things. And, right, you believe you heard of it? Bass Reeves on Paramount Plus. What do you mean by that, soul sister? We have to always allow ourselves grace. What do you mean by that? Food reset. Oh, not door, food reset. Yes, I'm on a food reset. And you know how I know I'm having a problem with food? My boobs are fluffy again. Food affects my breast, child. When I eat right, these things go flat. They're like, uh, when I don't eat right, they're like voluptuous. I ain't got no boobs, child. All I gotta do is eat the wrong thing and they balloon. You use living well, Tracy. I said living well? Oh, I said it. All right. Well, follow the show, Bass Reeves. Tracy ordered online over the weekend, but I have problems. What do you mean? Ordered what? When we fall off track, got it. Be kind to ourselves and start again. Give yourself grace. I like that, soul sister. When we fall off track, that's a good saying. When we fall off track, be kind to ourselves and start again. Give yourself grace. I like that. We have to always allow ourselves grace. I'm going to take a copy of that, soul sister. I'm going to give you that quote. Thank you. I love that. So, watch the show Bass Reeves on Paramount Plus. Oh, Viola Davis has a new movie coming out. Call Tracy. That's all I'm saying. I like the way you said living well. In other words, taking care of yourself. Oh, I said, oh, that's so funny. That's literally the group home name of my sister's home. All right. So, guys, let's move on to some ridiculous worldly news in Iceland. There has been more than 1,400 earthquakes in 24 hours. It got so bad that the whole town needed to be evacuated. What the? I am scared. Is anybody else understanding the words that are coming out of my mouth? Anybody? It is very, very scary. Let me see. Search Iceland. And there's also a volcano that they think is going to erupt. Hi, Lady L speaks. It's on Netflix as well. What's on Netflix? Bass Reeves? What's on Netflix, lady? Earthquakes. Bass Reeves is on Netflix? Oh. I got Netflix. I thought I had to download have you watched it yet? Hold on. Hi. Um 1 hour from now, please. So they say right now the earthquakes are weaker, but the magma is still active. That's the volcano. But they have had 1,400 in 24 hours. That is not good. Which they now believe could lead to a volcanic eruption, and they've had to. Everybody in the country had to leave. They could not take their animals, which I thought was weird. They left the animals behind. See, that's how cruel people are. When you think about it, when you think about it, why would you leave animals behind? When you think about what they're doing and they expect to have good luck, it's not about saving people alone. When you leave animals behind, you're giving yourself bad luck. I mean, can anybody see what I'm seeing? When you do stuff like that, not a good thing. Let people take their animals. And if they can't find an animal, that's one thing. But don't tell people they can't take their animals. If they can't, maybe you can't take a cow, but you could take a dog, you could take a cat. They told them do not take their animals. Iceland, this is not good. So, this is an article in ABC News. As thousands of earthquakes rumbled Iceland's southwestern coast over the weekend, local weather officials warned of a significant likelihood of a volcanic eruption to the coming days. More than 2,000 earthquakes were recorded in now 48 hours, including about 1,000 in a 12-hour period on Sunday. The Icelandic Meteorological Office said more than 20,000 quakes have shaken the area since late October. Officials have now declared a state of emergency near the Mount Fagradalsfjall volcano on the sparsely populated Frank James Peninsula. Now, look at this. Look at this. This is the earth caving in. Look at that. And this is a peninsula, so it's apt to separate. A good earthquake will separate the peninsula. You see that earth caving in right there? Mm-mm-mm-mm. About 3,700 residents of a nearby fishing town, Grindavik, were told to begin evacuating on Friday. The evacuation was successful, and thankfully, everyone is safe. Look at this road. The quakes have been ongoing in the region for several weeks, but officials said on Friday they had identified an underground magma formation or intrusion. The deformation associated with the magma has slowed in the last 24 hours. But this could be an indication that magma is moving closer to the surface. New models will be run as soon as new data comes in to update the model. Look at this. This is somebody's house right there. That's a big gaping hole right there. The Blue Lagoon, a well-known thermal spa in the town of Grindavik, closed its doors on Thursday, saying the chances of an eruption has increased significantly. At this moment, it is not impossible to determine when or where an eruption might occur. Now, I don't have my cards here. Oh, I got 1,000 cards. I've got none here. Yes, Magic Mermaid. Yes. Uh, uh, I just don't feel like getting up to get my cards. So, let's do a quick read on. They're saying that these earthquakes, these Icelandic earthquakes, actually has more to do with the sun. That the sun's forces is coordinating with the volcanoes. And interesting enough, there's been seismic activities all over the world. They also feel like the Icelandic seismic quakes are a precursor to a big quake. They said that normally when you have an earthquake, subsequent earthquakes go down. So if you have a 5.4, your next one is going to be a 4.4, a 4.1. It's never higher. What they're noticing is that these little earthquakes keep increasing. So a 4.1, then it's a 4.4, then it's a 5.4, then it's a 5.0, then it's a 5.4. Like they're increasing as opposed to decreasing. So they believe that these quakes that are happening right now are precursors. They've also noticed earthquakes throughout the world. And throughout the world, all earthquakes are increasing throughout the world. What I think is going to happen, I just got into Padre Pio. Does anybody know about Padre Pio? I've always loved Padre Pio. Padre Pio. I don't know why. I have his book and I also have his picture. I'll show you. Oh. Oh. I forgot why I was so drawn to Padre Pio, but he is one of the people that I have never gotten rid of. When I moved here, I carried him with me. So this is Padre Pio, right? And this is his book. I didn't buy the book at the same time. And Padre Pio was born in 1887, died in 1968, and he had a stigmata, right? He had the markings of Jesus on both his hands, feet, and stomach. And at times it would ooze, and at times people would see the stigmata, and then other people would not see the stigmata. So I don't understand the privilege of some people seeing it and some people not seeing it, but there are pictures of him with this stigmata on his hands. You would mostly see him with him covering the stigmata, though, right? And so sometimes I touch the stigmata, the hand, sometimes I touch it, especially if I want something important. Sometimes I touch it. Because this is an earth angel, right? This is an earth angel. And so Padre Pio made a statement or a declaration. And he said, there's going to come a time when the earth will go dark for 3 days. And he said, during those 3 days, he said, do not leave the house. He says, get on your knees and pray. Because he says, not everybody will survive the 3 days. That reminds me of COVID, first of all. Now, I always knew about Padre Pio's declaration, but I always thought it would come in a cyber war of the galactic, right? I always felt like Russia's building their own space station, and when Russia builds their own space station, they're going to commit a cyber war and cut the internet to America, right? Maybe that is still going to come because I still feel that is a thing that could happen, and America's not prepared because then you would have to catch internet from another country. And I don't know if they understand the possibilities of planning for that, planning for the ability of a cyber war like in Star Wars. In any case, oh, I do have coffee again. In any case, um, now that I'm looking at these earthquakes, I'm wondering if part of a global earthquake event throughout the world could occur. Because technically, all these fault lines are all connected. So, could there be? Hi, Brandy, how are you? Yes, Kenya is splitting. in half. Yes, absolutely, Rhonda. Hi, Miss Kimberlite. Hi, sweetie. Um, yeah, leaving the animals behind. I mean, it just shows you the cruelty humanity has. Like, I know that's a small thing, but it actually reminds me of how cruel humanity is. Why would you forget the animals? Why would you tell your people you can't take your animals? If you literally can't take them and you've done everything you can, that's one thing. Like, it's not like these animals can leave. They're stuck on a peninsula as well. So, what are they supposed to do? As there's hot magma, coming up through the ground. It's one of the cruelest things I think I've heard in a long time. And I don't know what kind of good luck you can have, you know, leaving your animals behind. And I'm not talking about the people, I'm talking about putting an order like that. How does the country have good luck? So I'm thinking Iceland will be no more. I think that part of Iceland, that peninsula, is dead. It's gone. I don't think returning back to that area is cost effective. And I think y'all are gonna have to figure out something else with that land. But I think it came down to the added cruelty of not taking the animals. That's what I think. That's right. It's cruelty. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm going to see if these seismic events in Iceland is the beginning of a bigger problem, is the beginning of a world event. Or could an earthquake be so big that the whole world is affected? Remember, the last event was Japan's earthquake at a 9.6 or something, and that earthquake tilted the Earth's axis, which is how we got the incredible climate changes. I talk about this all the time. So if this is the Earth, right, normal, this is the Earth, and this is the weather pattern, right, normal, and the Earth tilted, and the weather pattern is normal, what changed was the Earth. So that what used to be here is now here. So what used to be hot, is burning up now. What used to be cold is freezing now. Yes, Magic Mermaid. The shift is happening because of mankind's consciousness. And I honestly believe that this is an example of mankind's consciousness. That to leave the animals behind in such, think about it. Iceland is such a serene, beautiful grass, broad, roving land. For any of you people to say, leave the animals behind, that sucks. And that is the perfect example of mankind's consciousness. You're the example. You had 3,700 residents. A few more hundred animals was going to kill who? Oh my God. This is too tight on my head. So you suck, Iceland. The politics that made this decision, you all suck. Oh my God. All right. Jesus Christ. Ugh. So, oh, the sun. The sun, guys. Yes, there is going to be a global event, and the sun is prepping people. The sun is, like an interplanet communication. And I don't think it's just the sun and the earth. I can't think of another planet that would communicate so heavily. Maybe Mars, because it's a fire planet. Maybe Saturn. Maybe the eclipses. We're going to suffer. Maybe Uranus. Maybe Uranus. Because we are in a global thing right now with Uranus. Oh, my God, people. My God. Also could be the age of Aquarius. Remember, especially for America and the UK, we are at the point of starting over. We have to, like, historically start over. And I think it's called this Pluto return. Maybe it's Pluto. I think it's a Pluto return. And so that's the point of starting over. And at the last Pluto return, we were at war with the UK. And now we're at a Pluto return. And America is participating in a different type of war, but it's still part of the war. Like, at America's birth date, we are at our Pluto return. And that return was made at and because of a war. It was a war that the UK lost. So they too are at their Pluto return of losing. France, by the way, was France having problems at the time? I think France might have been having some problems at that time, separate from us. Let me see. Yeah, France was involved. The Kingdom of France secretly shipped supplies to the Continental Army of the 13 colonies when it was established in June 1775. France was a long term historical rival with the Kingdom of Great Britain. See? Wow. Mm. Is by the way, now that I'm looking at this, the UK is going to have problems. Spain, although Spain has reduced their power greatly, but Spain is going to have some financial issues. And the Dutch Republic, does Iceland fall under the Dutch Republic? Um, the Dutch Republic, whoever falls under the Dutch Republic, let me see the Dutch Republic. Let me just check it out. The United Province of Netherlands, officially the Republic of the Seven United Netherlands. Dutch Republic Confederation existed. Okay, in the Netherlands. Spanish Netherlands revolted against Spanish rule. Act of what? Republic of the Seven United Netherlands. Who are they though? Dutch, Dutch, Dutch. Who are the seven people? Seven countries. Well, the Dutch is going to have problems. That's all I have to say. Which kind of serves them right because this Virgin Islands was under the Dutch flag and they were terrible people here. Terrible. Let me see. Holland. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Luxembourg is also Dutch. These are the ones that I know. There are other names here, but I just don't know them. Um, hmm. All right. The Dutch is going to have something to pay for. So I don't know. Maybe the Virgin Islands might have some issues, and because they fucked up this land terribly, just terribly. And I'm going to tell you something else they did. They were very, very comfortable with not building up the Virgin Islands. Like when you see it through my eyes, they were horrible people. Let me see. What am I looking at? Iceland belongs to who? Oh, they separated themselves from Denmark. Is Denmark Dutch? Iceland was a part of Norway and then ruled by Denmark for 500 years. Hmm. Oh, thank you, sweetie. It's an Aquarian war for intelligence and technical supreme. Yes, Aquarius and Uranus go together. We are at war. Yes. Well, is Denmark Dutch? Is Denmark Dutch? The Dutch have to pay. Yes, Denmark, the official language of the Netherlands is Dutch, while Denmark is Danish. Oh, No, that's not what I'm looking for. Is Iceland Dutch? Iceland might have German roots. Oh, that doesn't surprise me then. Is Iceland, that doesn't surprise me. Is Iceland Dutch or German? Is Iceland part of Germany? I don't know. I'm finding that Germany is coming into play somehow. So now, although I do believe that Germany has made atonement for what they did to the Jews and their apologies and um, how the country is such a settled country, um, and have truly apologized for everything that Hitler has done, I feel like Germany is going to have some physical issues, will then get which then will give them some economic issues. Yeah, Magic Mermaid, I said the same thing. I said it has everything to do with alien culture. I said the same thing. That's what I was thinking. Well, that would be interesting, sweetie. I was just about to say that's Mars. Yes. So the Aquarian age, Mars, the Sun, Uranus, and Pluto. All right. Ten of Wands. Look at the sun down on the floor, and look at the stars in the sky with the moon. This is a galactic event that's happening right now. I feel like the sun's rays are impacting all. There's a communication somehow between the sun and the volcanoes, which might even have something to do with the pyramids. It might have something to do with the pyramids as well. There might be a signal coming off of the pyramids now. Six of Swords, I feel like in this card especially, I feel like this is where everyone probably is going to be praying to God. I think there's going to be a lot of world leaders. It's the Emperor. I think there's going to be a lot of world leaders having had lost at this game of fighting, because fighting's been going on for a hell of a amount of years. Like fighting has been a century-old problem. I think the universe is tired. But now, see, remember the Earth is elevating. So if Earth is elevating, the Earth is talking to the sun. The Earth can't elevate without approval from, the sun. And the sun is like, well, if you're going to elevate, I'm going to have to slam everything on Earth. If you're going to shake it off, I'm going to make sure there are volcanoes that shake it off. But the Earth and the sun are together on this. They are not mad at each other. They are not having a galactic fight. They are of one accord. I get the Fool card, right? Everything is not what it seems. So these 2,000 earthquakes in Iceland, there are things that they are not telling you. It's bigger than you think, more magnified. Look at the shadow in the back. And there's definitely going to be earthquakes. Doesn't that road looks like it's splitting open? I think the moon is going to get involved. And I think there's definitely going to be some seismic water issues as well. But I think all of this is going to hit at once, or back to back to back to back events until everyone is crippled. So maybe it's not going to be earthquakes. Maybe it's going to be a little bit of everything. And then according to Padre Pio, the world will go dark. Let me see if I can get the phrase. And I'm not telling you guys to be scared. Like, if you're going to die, you're going to die. I think at the end of the day, did you do right? Right? I'm not trying to scare any of you. That's not my game. But at this stage of the game, maybe you all just need to know. Maybe it's not about, Tracey, you're doom and gloom. Well, believe whatever the fuck you want. But maybe you have a chance to fix yourselves. Maybe that's what I'm saying. Now I forgot what I was looking up. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be doom and gloom. Like, they talk about earthquakes on YouTube all the time, right? I'm looking at what was Padre Pio's statement or confession or whatever it was about the world going dark. I'm not doom and gloom. I just think it's my focus, but I don't need to be like all doom and gloom, because you could turn off from me. So, will there be 3 days of darkness? This was written on October 27th.
Defend the faith. Visit us online at Catholic.com. Will there be 3 days of darkness? Is this terrifying prophecy something Catholics need to worry about?
Catholics.
Is it a hoax? Or something in between? By Jimmy Aiken. In certain Catholic prophetic circles, there is a concept known as the 3 days of darkness, according to which a judgment will come upon the earth, and the earth will be preternaturally shrouded in darkness. One of the most famous quotations about this event is attributed to the Italian mystic B.L. Anna Maria Taigi, 1768 to 1837. She is said to have stated, "There shall come over the whole earth an intense darkness lasting 3 days and 3 nights. Nothing can be seen, and the air will be laden with pestilence which will claim mainly, but not only, the enemies of religion. It will be impossible to use any man-made lighting during this darkness, except blessed candles. He, who out of curiosity, opens his window to look out, or leaves his home, will fall dead on the spot. During these 3 days, people should remain in their homes, pray the rosary, and beg God for mercy. All the enemies of the church, whether known or unknown, will perish over the whole earth during a universal darkness, with the exception of a few whom God will soon convert. The air shall be infected by demons who will appear under all sorts of hideous forms." Another mystic, Marie-Julie Jahenny, 1850 to 1941, is said to have claimed that only 100% wax candles will work. This has led to people selling pure beeswax candles to Catholic households for use during the event. Some Catholics have been very concerned about this event, because if it were to occur as described, it would be terrifying. What should we make of the prediction? How credible is it? And what does the Church have to say about it? The answer to the last question is easy. Nothing. The Church has nothing to say about it. A search of the Vatican website reveals no occurrences of the phrase 3 days of darkness. The 3 days of darkness is not a matter of church teaching. Can it be supported by the Bible? Websites advocating the 3 days of darkness regularly appeal to the 9th plague of the Exodus, Exodus 10:21-29, in which God caused 3 days of darkness in Egypt. However, this is a reference to a historical event, not a prediction of a future one. Appeal also is made to Revelation 6:12 and 16:10, the 6th seal and the 5th vial. These chapters in Revelation most likely pertain to events early in church history, not our future, and although both passages involve darkness, there is no mention of it lasting 3 days. Consequently, the Bible does not contain a prediction of the 3 days of darkness. However, God could still reveal it through credible private revelations, and it is here that we run into a problem. George Ryan, who passes no judgment on the 3 days of darkness, writes, "The origins of the prophecy are unclear, but it has been attributed to a number of saints and mystics throughout history. Some believe it comes from Saint Hildegard of Bingen, while others attribute it to Saint Patrick or Saint Teresa of Avila. This is a problem, because if any of these figures predicted the 3 days of darkness, it should be possible to find the prediction in their writings, and nobody has been able to do so. It thus appears that some advocates of the view have attempted to give it an air of antiquity by associating older saints with it. Patrick lived in the 400s, Hildegard lived in the 1100s, and Teresa lived in the 1500s, even though they made no predictions about it. The idea thus appears to be of more recent origin. Of course, there are numerous visionaries operating today, and some of them do speak of the 3 days of darkness. However, what these visionaries have in common is that none of them has been investigated and had his visions approved. Some visionaries authentically receive private revelations, but some are hoaxers, because hoaxers exist in every age, including our own, whereas others may be innocently imagining things based on what they have read in visionary literature. This is why it is important to have competent investigations done rather than simply giving credence to claims of purported revelations. See, for example, the case of the once very popular Canadian mystic Father Michel Rodriguez, who was repudiated by his bishops and whose prophecies have subsequently been falsified. If we set aside disapproved and uninvestigated claims, what are we left with? Some advocates of the 3 days of darkness have claimed that Saint Pio of Pietrelcina, Padre Pio, 1887 to 1968, predicted it. However, the quotation was given with no traceable source, and the Capuchin order that he belonged to has denied that he ever made such a prediction. This also appears to be a case of someone trying to lend the prediction credibility by associating it with a popular modern saint. What about the most famous quotation concerning the 3 days of darkness, the one we quoted earlier, attributed to Anna Maria Tycho? Various web pages attributed to a book titled Private Prophecy, which was published in 1863. This is good, because books of that era have been digitized and are searchable online. However, when we check archive.org and Google Books, they turn up no book by this title. The same is true if you make the title plural, Private Prophecies, archive.org, Google Books. One website lists the book as having the Italian title Profezi Private and adds that it was published in Rome. However, the same thing happens again on archive.org and Google Books. There are no books of this title on record. After considerable searching, including by other means, it appears that this book simply never existed. Perhaps.
All right. Let's see. This is reality. We need to be aware of it. Thank you, Cool Beans. I agree at Cool Beans. I agree with you 100%. Thank you, Soul Sister. Did you know that the obelisk made to Cleopatra is the center of the Vatican? Many don't know that, in the courtyard shaped like of the JJ. Really interesting. Did you know that the obelisk made to Cleopatra is in the center of the Vatican courtyard? Many don't know, and know that, and the courtyard is shaped like a JJ. Very interesting. I didn't know that. Me either. Baby obelisk represents male phallus, courtyard for sexual power. Well, that's because the Catholic Church is always performing dark magic. Always. Always. Everything that the Vatican does is riddled in dark magic. Riddled. All right. Page of Wands. Now, that's a very interesting picture, the Page of Wands, because it looks like he's trying to ignite something amongst the clouds. Like, all right. Three of Swords. Three of Swords is in my hopes and fears. So, what do I see here? I feel like three continents. I feel like three continents will have major events. Three continents. Three continents and water, because the King of Cups here, and the King of Cups is showing up as powerful water presence. I think it's interesting in the King of Cups. I can't tell you if this looks like a dog, but it certainly looks like a dog to me. Look at that. Looks like a dog to me, right? Let me clean this off a little. This looks like a dog to me, right? Let me clean this off just a little bit more, right? This looks like a dog to me, right? Doesn't that appear to be a dog? And in the background, definitely what's brewing is a thunderstorm. Yeah. Eight of Pentacles tells me everything that we have worked on, the whole world will get dismantled. I just find this event that's going to be interesting. You know why, guys? I think the whole world has spent so many years using men to build the land, like literally build the land using men. And I'm saying using as a form of taken advantage of. And I do believe that everything that they have used the man for will get dismantled because they didn't teach men, not women. They did not teach men the art of compassion and love and care. They taught men in every country to be a provider, to be a worker, to not give emotions. And I think unless all of that gets dismantled, and we're not going to get there fast enough, that is the reason why everything's going to fall apart. Everything that we all have built on making sure that we all value gets dismantled. So I would say that this is a healthy conversation that we do need to talk about. I can't promise who's going to survive, right? I can't say I'm going to survive, right? Because I don't know what God has in store for me. But what I can tell you is that I know many will survive. That much I can tell you. The one thing God is never going to do is dismantle the whole world. He will always give faith to people that he can trust to start over again. So, is there going to be a lesson for us? And remember, the 3 days, it's kind of like history repeating itself. It's kind of like Passover. Remember in Passover, nobody was allowed to go out, I think, for 3 days. Thank you, Karen. It's just about being ready. Magic Mermaid says she sees a meteor hitting the earth. And that's what I think I'm trying to say. I think that there's going to be events that's going to hit at least 3 continents, at least. And it's funny you should say that, because when I look at this sword, this looks like a galactic symbol, right? That looks like a galactic symbol. This looks like it's a magical symbol, right? That looks like the Ankh, right? So I can definitely tell you by looking at this that Africa will get hit. It is one of the continents that will get affected. And North America has to get hit. Remember, North America is big. North America is Canada, Mexico, and America. Is anything else in North America? United States, Canada, Mexico, Cuba, Greenland, Jamaica. Oh, shit. Oh, man. Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Guatemala, Honduras, the Bahamas, Belize. Oh, my God. All the Caribbean countries are in North America. Did you guys know that? St. Kitts. Oh, my God. Turks and Caicos, Cayman Islands, St. Bartholomew, Anguilla, Grenada, Antigua, Barbuda, British Virgin Islands, St. Lucia, oh my God, some United States outlying, Dominica, Martinique, oh my God, U.S. Virgin Islands, St. Vincent, all of that is considered North America, child. Mm. So, what continent is the UK on? Because they gonna get it. If we gonna get it, they gonna get it. What continent is the UK in? We're not getting it without the UK getting it. I promise you. Oh, the United Kingdom is a continent, which consists of Russia, Germany, France. He said United States, but that's not true. And Spain. The United Kingdom is Great Britain, Northern Ireland, Northwest Europe. Oh, Europe is the continent, I think. Europe is the continent, or some things they call it the UK as a continent. England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland. The largest continent is Russia. So I think what's happening here, I think, listen, 3 continents so far. 3. This is not good. Not good at all. All right, guys. This is crazy. Crazy. I don't have a final outcome card here, but maybe I could try this one to see what it says. Should I get the real? Let me get the real cards. Because are you guys okay? Europe is the continent. Thank you, sweetie. What countries are in European continent? Ugh. Germany, Italy, United Kingdom, France, Switzerland, Netherlands, Poland, Greece, Ukraine, Belgium, Australia, Sweden, Norway, Ireland, Denmark, Iceland, Iceland, Croatia, Romania, Finland, Albania, Czechia, Luxembourg, Hungary, Malta, Liechtenberg, go back, Liechtenstein, Cyprus, Serbia, Bulgaria, Lithuania, Slovenia, Slovakia, Estonia, Latvia, the Vatican, Monaco. Let me see what country this is. Montenegro. Some of these countries are so beautiful. Kosovo, Bosnia, Andorra, Moldova, Belarus. We got a lot of countries. North um, Macedonia, Faroe Islands, San Marino. Such beautiful places. Svalbard and Jan Mayen Gibraltar, the island of Man. There's a country called Jersey. So pretty. Oh, God, so pretty. Iceland Island. So that's a lot in the European countries. Iceland kind of leading the way. Kenya and the continent of Africa paving the way. Mexico is South America, and Belize is Central America, Caribbean. Yeah, they're saying I'm going to stick with it's part of the Northern America, even if it is South. I think they're saying it's North America, even if some of it is South. I get you, but it still falls under the auspices of North America. Yeah, the Vatican is very powerful, so it would not surprise me if they have a seat at the UN. That would not surprise me at all. Oh, I'm so tired. Oh, there's a lot of work here, people. A lot of work. But I do want everybody to remember that God is a good God, and you can always start over with God. Always. Always. So this isn't about death and dying. This is about living. And this is about being a part of a better experience. If all of this shit comes down, it's about, are you capable of staying here to be a part of a bigger and better experience? And I'm going to tell you something that works with God very, very easily. If you give your sorrows to God, if you say to God, I am sorry because I did this, I'm sorry, God, it's automatic forgiveness. Automatic. Automatic. And you don't have to say it to the person unless God directs you to say it to the person. If you just say it to God, it'll be enough. It'll be enough. God just wants you to have a pure heart. Right side up, Samaritan. Refine your capacity to help those you would prefer to ignore. I'm just wondering if this event happens, and if someone comes to your door wanting to escape the perils of the outside world, would you let them in? Because even that could be a test, you know? Could be. I don't know. I don't want to be tested. All right. I was going to do the 5 things to look at: Israel, presidential race, government shutdown, freeway. There was a bad freeway fire in California. I mean, really bad. Um, the Israel crisis in the Gaza is what is going to cause these magnitude of changes for the rest of our lives. It will because Israel is killing Palestinians. It will be because of that. Because I get the feeling that the reason why they don't accept Jesus into their lives is because Jesus was a Palestinian. True and true. So, and I was watching a YouTube channel the other day where they had people um, like literally asking young people, um, would if you had a chance, would you stop the genocide of Palestinians? And they literally like put up the middle finger. They said, fuck the Palestinians. Like it was really mean. And if you have your young people participating, then there's no hope. Remember, the 40 years in the desert happened because God wanted no one to have a memory of everything that they've gone through. Everyone had to go through under a new auspice of forgetting. And so if we have this young generation acting a fool and cannot be compassionate, whether you're Israeli or not, to not have compassion is one of the saddest things I can fathom. And I don't have to fathom it, it's real. And if anything goes down, anything in the world, it's going to be because of this Israel-Palestine conflict. True story. All right. Presidential race. Tim Scott stepped down. Tim Scott, who never showed a wife or girlfriend, all of a sudden showed up with a blonde way too late. Tim Scott, I really thought you were gay. I'm sorry. Allegedly, in my opinion, I thought you were gay. But nope, he shows up with a girl and nobody was buying it. So he's out of the race. Good. Government shutdown. House lawmakers are working against the clock to avoid a government shutdown. All right, let it shut down. We keep going through this. There's a whole war. You guys are having the government shut down because you guys can't handle the budget, but somehow or another you're giving billions of dollars to Israel to kill Palestinians. Let the government shut down. I'd rather the government shut down than to lose billions of dollars and we have poor people in America. I am so tired of this. Freeway fire. This is weird. Los Angeles drivers have been warned of significant travel headaches after a major fire forced the indefinite closure of a part of Interstate 10, one of the city's busiest traffic arteries in California. The fire started at a storage yard on Saturday, then spread under the freeway to ignite a second storage facility, ultimately consuming about 80,000 square feet and destroying several vehicles. The Los Angeles Fire Department, city officials are now scrambling to assess and repair the damage, but warned parts of the interstate will be shut down in both directions for several days. Governor Gavin Newsom declared a state of emergency for the Los Angeles County due to this closure. That means he's trying to get government money. But again, we're talking about billions of dollars that we're sending to Israel. Iceland earthquakes. Officials in Iceland are warning about an imminent volcanic eruption following an intense waves of earthquakes in the southwest of the country. More than 800 quakes have been recorded since Friday, and much of the seismic activity was at shadow depths, meaning just underneath the surface of the ground. The Icelandic Meteorological Office said residents are being urged to evacuate, which they already did. Authorities say that there's a magma tunnel is forming and might break through the surface. Iceland sits on a tectonic plate boundary that continually splits apart, pushing North America and Eurasia away from each other along the line of the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. It is active to 32 active volcanoes. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Also, I think Diwali begins. Diwali is a India festival. If you know any Indians, wish them happy Diwali because it is coming up soon. All right, guys. Alec Baldwin made a surprise return to Saturday Night Live. It had to be a surprise because if they would have announced it, they would not have had viewership. See how they try to dump people down our throat when that guy did what he did? See? Oh, child. Are we good, guys? Oh, comments. I didn't even see these comments. Mexico is in South America, Belize, Central America, Caribbean. They have the vow to be okay. We will know how Repubs feel about immigrants. Yep, we sure do. Thank you, Magic Mermaid. Iran is supporting Russia. What is the light is real lights. Good morning, Sebastian. Good health, everyone. Happy Monday. Tim isn't fooling anyone. Exactly, Soul Sister. Oh, by the way, I like your picture. And Black says 3 male children with teeth spoke at their birth and presently gave it. I don't know what that is. And those politicians took millions in PPP loans they didn't have to pay back. Tell me about it, Magic Mermaid. Hi, Pink Lilyfield. Haven't seen you out. Good morning, beautiful people. Had a dream 2 years ago that all my neighbors run into my home because there was danger outside. Oh, Lord. There are a lot of homeless encampments under the 10 freeway. No lives were lost. Right, I keep forgetting, so sister, that you live in California. What a blessing that no lives were lost under the 10 freeway, because I saw the fire and it was ridiculously massive. Alec is close with Saturday Night creative producer. Well, fuck him too. Love your news updates, Tracy, and thank you so much. You all are quite welcome. Lorne Michaels, or whatever his name is, he can go to hell. And I've never said this before, but I think it's time for Saturday Night Live to end, because it's a political decision to bring that coward Alec Baldwin on. You men are disgusting, like disgusting. You men of a certain persuasion, y'all are disgusting. I am so tired. I am so tired of how y'all have ruled the world. And you all are wondering why there's going to be volcanic eruption. Look at the Lorne Michaels of the world. Look at them. Look at Hollywood. Look at that. This is ridiculous. Just ridiculous. It's so easy to just have disdain for all of you. I have disdain for all you people that throw media in our face against the Palestinians. I have all disdain for people like Lorne Michaels that would even dare to bring an Alec Baldwin on, even dare to recover his career. You people are the worst people. You're the worst. And you're the reason why the rest of us are going to have to suffer. You're the reason why there are school shootings, church shootings. It's you, Lorne Michaels. It's you. Go to hell, all of you that carry this wealth privilege bullshit that takes the media and stuffs it down our throat. I wish to watch you fail, Lorne Michaels. We're so tired of the economic privilege. There you go. I could not get through a feed without getting angry. There you go. There you go. You all suck. And I'm tired of you people. I'm tired. Saturday night is supposed to be funny. We're not supposed to watch a supposed man. And it's against women. But nobody sees that but me. It's all against women. But I'm the angry black woman, right? Okay, I'll take it. Fuck out of here. People disgust me. Ah! Thank you, Rhonda. I'm sorry, Black. I'm sorry. Can't take it. I just can't take it anymore. I can't. All right, guys. I'm done with my angry rant. I'm going to do a reading on Saturday Night Live. And let me see if they are allowed to survive. Let me see. How? Bastards. Weak bastards. It's disgusting. I pulled a card on it, and what I got was Haglas, ending, transformation, radical change, disruption, and completion. I pulled a card on Saturday Night Live. You can't survive anymore either, Saturday Night Live. You just can't. And you had to bring him on by surprise, because not a motherfucker would have been watching it Saturday. How dare you trick people? You scum bucket. Weirdos. Bunch of weirdos. Tracy, my statement was a historical reference to an earthquake with 3 male boys born with teeth. Oh, I just didn't understand it, sweetie. I didn't get it. Um, I, 3 male children with teeth spoke at their birth. 3 male children with teeth spoke at their birth, and presently after gave up the ghost and died together. Witnessed by Francis Salmon and Henry Cross. Church was Peter Phillip, Nicholas Finch, et al. All right. Is that something I should be looking up, sweetie? I think that's what you're trying to say. My statement was a historical reference to an earthquake with 3 male boys born with teeth. So is the 3 male boys having to do with the 3 continents I see? Doesn't say what they said, just that they gave up the ghost and died. All right, I'll look it up. 3 male boys born with teeth. All right, I gotta go. I have a reading. I'm coming through now, but I have to go pee. Limit. There's a limit on words. Oh, I didn't know that. All right. I don't know what you're talking about. I will look it up. 3 children born with teeth. I love you guys. Thank you for letting me rant. Call me for a reading today, 213-458-7408. And you will see Lamar on the late morning show. I love you guys. Cue the music!
Gals and guys, go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live.